Hi everyone, this is Joe, the CFO from HAG. So this episode is to mainly introduce you guys some key points about Ambassador Program 2.0. And I think this is the great timing for you to become an ambassador representing HAG. Because first, the Bitcoin market is just getting up, right? People is excited about HAG and also the Bitcoin's future. Secondly, HAG management team worked hard on the negotiation with the Bitmain and the suppliers. So I think some good news might popping up pretty soon. So this is good timing to let you first accumulate certain impressions or some traffics around you. And there's always good news popping up. So I think this is good timing for you to become an ambassador to attract the traffic. And that's my list. Being an ambassador, if you do the hard work that pass the threshold, the performance requirements, it could get a USDT reward. So I think no matter you are the newcomers to the HAG community, or you are the existing community members, or even you are the OGs, I think this is all ambassador is always good for you to not only learn to know more people, to increase your own like your social graph, and also I think to bring you some monetary reward. So that's good. So further on that, let's jump into some key points I would like to highlight about Ambassador Program 2.0. So Ambassador Program, there are three main categories about the hard work that the ambassador could bring to HAG community. First is about endorsement, aka the partnership. So you can see this is about to help HAG achieve the free partnership with other projects that could let more people know about HAG to increase our branding. And because we are pretty confident in ourselves, so we want to let more people know about us. And if such things happens, I think more people will love HAG. The second part is about the exposure. It's about the content generations. So this is mostly about you could share some viewpoints that related to HAG, HAG's future, HAG's business model, and if Bitcoin market is going up, what might bring to HAG and what HAG could potentially exposed to those Bitcoin appreciation. So this kind of related content generations on the Twitters or on your own social media is what I think we appreciate because we are confident in ourselves again. So we want to let more people know about us from different angles. So management team, we work hard on try to talk with different people, but our team is pretty compact. So if we could have more community members to be the mouth of HAG to talk about HAG from different angles, peers to peer, I think they could also fulfill what we call the decentralized spirits. And this is also the spirit of Satoshi. So I think in this way, and Web3 is mostly to express yourself without limits. So second part is about exposure. It's about the content generation. And that part is about the community maintenance, which is the active BD plus MA. So in this part, this is mostly about to representing HAG to achieve the MA collaborations and with different projects like KOL or different community as well to have the collaboration to hold AMA with others to them more community projects or different KOLs and their fans know more about HAG. So yeah, that's mostly about three main parts of this ambassador program. Let's first jump into the first part, which is about the partnership, right? So partnership, there are some three key highlights. First, there's a rewarding hierarchy. As such, rewarding hierarchy is based on the impressions of the tweets that announce the partnership. So ranging from 5 USDT to even 50 USDT, there are different hierarchy. So basically the base requirements of these impressions is to have the tweet impressions around above 800 to 1,500. If such things happens, you could get 20 USDT. However, if the tweet impression is less than 800, you could only get 5 USDT instead of 20 USDT. But on the other hand, if your tweet impression is pretty good, like 3,500 plus, you could get 50 USDT per partnership. So I think that's pretty attractive. So the second thing you should notice is that we will count these impressions based on the partner's tweets, not HAG's tweets. For example, we have announced the partnership agreement with the VE like in September. So HAG, we post these tweets, right? And the impressions is here is 4,151 views, right? But like I said, we will count partners' impressions, not HAG's our own tweets impressions. So when we look back into VE the impression is this: the 691, the 691 views. So we'll count this 691 views instead of the 4,151 because this is from HAG ourselves, not the partners. So I think this key point you should take into consideration. It's like we will count this impression based on the partners launching tweets, not HAGs. And by the way, we'll count this result on the 5th day after official launch. And if you want to, apply our preview about this partnership, I think there's a form that you should fill out. So by the way, for the partnership, you should first send the preview request to management teams. And if we said, okay, such partnership, the project or community or KOL is related to HAG ourselves, and such partners do not do something bad to the community in the past, and you will pass the preview. And then you could arrange the partners to try to announce the partnership and add HAG. And I think HAG might have some retweet process as well. So you will use this application form, right, to first send out a preview request, right? So at this moment of time, I will go down this form, how to fill out this form in a later on. But I think I will first point out that if you are considering to introduce a partner to HAG, you should first send out the preview request, and then we will review it on the 5th day after the official launch. Second part is about exposure, the content generation. I think the main point about this part is to let you use your own words, your own viewpoints, your own language to try to share your own viewpoints toward the people around you. So it could be in Japanese, English, Chinese, or different languages around the world. Since we care about the content that you created, so I think we set out different requirements about this content generation. First, there should be at least 300 words. I think you need to have at least minimum amount of 300 words to try to showcase your own opinions like fully. So if this is only about random tweets about the HAG, it might not be that insightful to our own opinions. And by the way, I think the content should be original. So if you are only translate the content created by HAG official, we will not consider this as the qualified content generations. I think if you use your own words to try to showcase your viewpoints toward our content generated by official. I think that's acceptable. But basically, the contents at this need to be above 80% or 90% above, that is using your own words, not only translating HAG's official publications. So I think this is a key point. Again, this main point is to that you showcase your own opinions about HAG's future, about Bitcoins and relationship between HAG and Bitcoins, and the potential about HAG. Again, we have the different rewarding hierarchy toward the content generation you created. So based on different impression on Twitter, you will get around 70 USDT to 300 USDT. Of course, these have to fulfill all the requirement I mentioned about. That is, at least 300 words. You have to be origin, not translating, and they will review the contents and make sure that your information is accurate and qualified. The reason that we will need to review is that we are the compliant project. We don't want to try to let others mislead or misunderstand about HAG, because that will have some negative effect toward our branding as a compliant project. We don't like to such things happen. So the unqualified content after review will not receive any reward. And one last thing that you should take notice is that you should at least add Hashrate Asset, that is our official Twitter account, within your content generation. By the way, I think you need to make sure that you spell HAG correctly, because branding is what we care about. So I think this is some main points and some notices you should take into considerations. So one of our community members in the past has shared his or her viewpoints toward HAG. So this is only part of it, and mostly this is all about his or her viewpoints and his observation or her observation about HAG, which is pretty good. And this is only part of it. So overall, the one thing is lack is that he or she forgot to add HAG official Twitter accounts. That's the only thing left. But everything is his or her origin. I think that's good, and we really appreciate that. So yeah, that's mostly about the second part. It's about exposure and content generation. So the third part is about community maintenance, which is about ActiveBD and MA. So in this part, you will represent HAG to collaborate with different community projects or KOL to talk about HAG, to talk about different topics that is related to HAG, right? So this part, I think, since the work is still hard, so we're giving some rewarding hierarchy based on different aspects. First is the audience to the MA. So we have these three levels of audience. If the audience is 10 to 50, you will get 50 USDT. And the highest level is if the audience is 100 plus more, you will get 200 USDT reward. And also, the new followers to the HAG is also one of the KPI in this community maintenance. So the base level is 50 USDT, which brings HAG 10 to 20 new followers on Twitter. And if the new follower on Twitter is 50 plus, you will get 200 USDT. So of course, you might have the questions. If there is a partnership and there's different PR that is making some AMA and a side effect to the new followers. What it means that if you are announcing the AMA, but there is also the partnership announcements, and I think this two factor will also have some effect on the new followers on the Twitters. So if such things happens, what will do, right? So HAG, we know that. So when there's an official announcement about this MA, I think we will try to avoid the announcements or retweets of such partnerships or the content generation during the announcement time. So basically, this kind of preheated announcement time about MA is usually about 1 to 3 days usually. So during this time, it will be the quiet point for us for HAG to not announce the partnerships or our different to retweet the content generation to make sure that the MA, the new followers amount KPI observation could be accurate as possible. So yeah, I think this is the two kind of categories that we were rewarding to the ambassador. They are willing to representing HAG to collaborate with different projects or communities or even KOLs to hold MA. And of course, like we know that to have the collaboration, sometime you might need to first pay some expensive to have such collaboration. So we offered a maximum 200 USDT budget per AMA, but you need to pass HHG's preview. Again, you will need to using the same form to first send out a preview about the AMA. If we think the communities, the projects or KOL is kind of fits HAG categories and the branding of such collaboration is good, we will pass the preview and provide you the maximum 200 USDT budget for you to have such collaborations. And because this budget is paid to the partners, not ambassador. So the rewarding that the ambassador is going to do is like this part is mainly about this, not this, right? Of course, if the cost is only 100 USDT, we'll only give you 100 USDT. We trust everyone to let us know the real numbers, okay? So, of course, there's always the best performance request about the MA as well. So the best performance request about MA is there should be at least 10 audiences and the new followers should be the 10 followers, right? If such best level could not be met, I think we could not give you the reward because to be honest, like people are pretty interested about HAG and Bitcoins. We believe so. So I think to fulfill this like best performance request, I think it's pretty simple enough, right? And I think ambassador, you guys as applicants should take initiative in providing the screenshots during the AMA to prove the max audience amounts. So I think you should take the responsibility to keep the record. Of course, we the management teams will join the AMA as well to help you keep track. But I think the main responsibility is on ambassador yourself to serve as a proof, right? So we will count the new followers starting from the AMA announcements till AMA completes. That's pretty simple. And like I said, we'll try to avoid like the partnership and the PR retweets during the new follower counting periods. We'll try to make it as silent as possible during this time. Yeah, this is mostly about the three categories about this Ambassador Program 2.0. And we will distribute the reward on the 5th business day the next month. Like for example, if the November's your hard works pay out, we will try to distribute the reward on the 5th business day, in December. So yeah, if you are interested in this kind of ambassador program, I strongly recommend you guys to join the ambassador program Telegram groups. You could click the link, will guide you to the exclusive ambassador groups. And I think, like I said, there are different like different process. Like there's a review and preview process for different categories. So I think we use the same form to try to decrease your burden. So if you click on this link, they will guide you to the same application form, right? So here we go. So this application form, we also introduce like different regulations and different rewarding hierarchy about the three main categories. So we could remind you again about how you could get the rewards and what a KPI is. It is all the same. It is the same content as what you see on the mediums. So let me go through how could you complete all the information. So here, the first question is to help that you type your Twitter accounts. That's the way that we could track your performance. So I think we do not of course hold your privacy, but this is the reason we try to ask you to provide is to help track your performance. And the second is to click the preview or review. So for the categories that should be previewed beforehand is about partnership and the AMA. And the things that should be reviewed is three categories, all included the content generations. And you should try to pick one of the three categories about your hard work. Like I say, A is about partnership, second is about content generation, and third is about FTMA, right? So the next question is the most tricky part, right? If you are sending the preview request about the partnership, you should provide the Twitter account about the partners. Like in this part, you could type in VE DAOs, their official accounts, so we could try to review such partnership is valid or not. And same things, you want to review the result, the impression of the partnership. Here you can try to copy the link, right? And pass a link here to send us the proof, right? So if you're MA, right, you might need to screenshot your audience amounts. So in here, you can also add the file that you could provide the photos of the screenshots. So I think that's pretty simple. And I think we'll consider all the possible things that you might apply to us. And for this part, this is not necessary that you have to answer, but you could type in any comments, any appendix you would like to share with us. Right? So yeah, this is about the form that we think you should know how to use, because this is important for you to first send out a preview request and then to let HAG have the chance to review your hard work and to finally send you the rewards that you deserve. So yeah, this is about HAG, our ambassador programs, and I think this is a good timing for you to become an HAG ambassador, and we look forward to work with you guys to make more people know about us. Thank you so much, and looking forward to our future ambassadors.